Hello, my name is Ashish Udgave. I am working as Assistant Professor in Department of Mechanical Engineering, Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering, Yedrao, Ichalganji. I am welcome to all in the lecture of Equilibrium, module number 2nd. In last video, we have solved the problems on Lami's theorem. Today, in video number 12, we are going to cover the concept of beam, types of end supports, types of beam, types of loading, etc. First of all, we will see what is the meaning of beam. A beam is a structural member which has one dimension, that is length is comparatively larger than other two dimensions in cross section and is supported by few points, or in other words, it is a horizontal structural member which is normally subjected to transverse load, or it may be defined as it is a member the length of which is considerably more than two dimensions, that is width and depth, and is only transversely loaded. It is subjected to lateral loads. Due to applied loads, reactions develop at supports, and the system of forces consisting of applied loads, self-weight, and the reactions keep the beam in equilibrium. The forces constitute a system of coplanar non-concurrent system in equilibrium. If the support reactions can be determined using the equations of equilibrium only, then the beam is said to be statically determinate beam. Span of a beam. The distance between two supports of a beam is called as span of beam. Now next one is the types of end supports. A beam is supported by following types of supports. There are four types of end supports. Number one is the simple support. Number second, roller support. Number third, hinge support. And number fourth is the fixed support. Number one is the simply support or simple support. A support like masonry wall, pillar, or any other structure on which a beam is simply rest is called as simple support. The reactions offered by simple support or the reactions offered by support are always vertical. The end of beam rests simply on the rigid support, which is shown in figure. In the idealized simple support, there is no resistance to the force in the direction of the supports. Hence, the reaction is always normal to the support. There will not be any restraints from the support for the rotation of the end of the beam. In other words, there is no movement resistance at support. Number second is the roller support. When one end of beam is supported on rollers, then in such case the support is called as roller support. Please note that a reaction is always perpendicular to the plane of the roller support. Roller support allows the translational movement but never allows the rotational movement. In this case, the beam end is supported on the rollers. In such cases, reaction is always normal to the support since rollers are free to roll along the supports. In idealized condition, rolling friction is neglected and hence there is no resistance in the line of support. The ends are free to rotate also, hence there is no resistance to movement. Many mechanical components are provided with roller support which roll between the guides. In such cases, reaction can be normal to the guides in either direction. In figure 4.11.3, roller support is shown and also the reactions offered at the roller support is also shown in this figure. Number third is the hinge support or pin support. When one end of the beam is hinged to the support, then in such case the support is called hinge support or pin support. Please refer figure number 4.11.4 which shows the hinge support or pin support. In such cases, the position of the end of beam is fixed, but the end is free to rotate. These idealized conditions can be achieved by using mechanical devices. A typical hinged end condition is shown in this figure. At such supports, the reactions can be in any direction, which is usually represented by its components in two mutually perpendicular directions. This type of support do not provide any resistance to movement. In other words, it permits rotation freely at the ends. And last, number 4 is the fixed support. When the end of beam is firmly fixed into the support like wall, pillar or any other structure, then in such case the support is called as fixed supported. Please refer figure number 4.11.5 and figure number 4.11.6. Figure 4.11.5 is always shown by symbolic manner as shown in figure 4.11.6. A fixed support. At the fixed support, the end of beam is neither permitted to move in any direction nor permitted to rotate. Hence, support reactions are the force in any direction and the resisting movement. Resisting force in any direction is conveniently represented by its components in two mutually perpendicular directions. This end condition may be achieved by taking the end of beam considerably inside the support or by specially designing the brackets to resist the movement and the rotation. Types of beam. Depending upon the types of supports, beams may be classified as follows. Number 1 is the cantilever beam. Number 2, simply supported beam. Number 3, one end hinged and other on roller. Number 4 is the overhanging beam. Number 5 is the both end hinged beams. Number 6 is the propped cantilever beam. And last number is the continuous beam. Number 1 is the simply supported beam. When a beam is rest on two simple supports at the either end of the beam, then it is called as simply supported beam. Refer figure number 4.11.7. In such case, the reaction is always vertical, where Ra is the reaction at support A and Rb is the reaction at support B. In this type of beam, both ends are simply supported as shown in figure. There is one reaction component at each end, that is Ra and Rb. They act at right angles to the support. This type of beam can resist forces normal to the beam axis. In other words, the equilibrium condition, that summation of forces parallel to axis equal to 0, is to be satisfied automatically by the loading conditions. Hence, two equations of equilibrium are available. Then number 2 is the cantilever beam. If a beam is fixed at one end and free at other end, it is called as cantilever beam. In this, there are three reaction components at fixed end, that is Va, Ha and movement, that is nothing but horizontal forces, vertical forces, that is horizontal component, vertical component and movement as shown in figure, and no reaction component at free end. Then next one is the overhanging beam or overhang beam. A beam in which some portion of the beam is extended beyond the support is called as overhang beam. Or in other words, if a beam is projecting beyond the supports or support, it is called as overhanging beam. The overhang may be on only one side or may be on both the sides. In figure 4.11.8, a single overhang beam is shown, and in figure 4.11.9, double overhang beam is shown. Number 4 is the one end hinged and other end is on roller. As the name suggests, one end of beam is hinged and other end is on roller. At hinge, reaction can be in any direction, and at roller end it is at right angles to the support or roller support. The hinged end reaction in any direction can be represented by its two components perpendicular to each other. Thus, the reaction components for such beam shown in figure are vertical component, horizontal component, and reaction at point B. Next one is the both ends hinged beam. As the name suggests, both ends of beam are hinged. There are two reaction components at each end. Hence, total reaction components are 4, namely horizontal component at point A HA, vertical component at point A VA, horizontal component at point B HB, and vertical component at point B is VP. Number 6 is the continuous beam. A beam having 3 or more supports is called as continuous beam. In such beams 3 or more reaction components exist. Figure A shows 2 span continuous beam because in this figure there are 2 spans, and figure B shows multi-span continuous beam because in this figure there are multiple spans are there. Or in other words, continuous beam may be defined as a beam which is supported on more than 2 supports, then it is called as continuous beam. And last one is the propped cantilever beam. In this type of beam, one end of beam is fixed and other end is simply supported or is on rollers. It has got 4 reaction components, that is horizontal component at A HA, vertical component at A VA, movement at point A MA, and a reaction at point B RB. Types of loading. There are many types of loading, but following are the important types of load as per syllabus point of view. Number 1 is the concentrated load or point load. If a load is acting over a very small length compared to span of beam, it is approximated as a point load. It is represented by an arrow as shown in figure 3.39. Or in other words, a load acting at a point on a beam is known as concentrated load or point load. Uniformly distributed load UDL. When a load is uniformly spread over a beam for its unit length, then it is known as uniformly distributed load, or it may be briefly written as UDL. Or in other words, a load which has got same intensity over a considerable length is called as uniformly distributed load. It is shown as indicated in below figure. Please note that number 1, UDL is always in Newton per meter or kilonewton per meter. Number 2 is the uniformly distributed load is assumed as an equivalent point load of W multiplied by L Newton acting at the center of gravity of the load, or equivalent point load is assumed to be act at the center of UDL as shown in figure. In this figure, intensity of uniformly distributed load is W Newton per meter, and over the range or over the span of beam L. Therefore, this UDL is converted into equivalent point load as W into L Newton and is acted at the center of the UDL, that is nothing but L by 2 and L by 2 from the ends of the beam. Now next one is the uniformly varying load. If the intensity of the load increases linearly along the length is called as uniformly varying load. In the figure 4.3.41, a load varies from C to D, point C to D, with 0 intensity at C and 20 kN per meter intensity at D. In the load diagram shown, the ordinate represents the intensity of the load and the abscissa represents the position of the load on the beam. Hence, if intensity at one end is 0, the load diagram takes the simple shape of triangle. Therefore, it may be called as a triangular load. It may be noted that the area of triangle represents the total load and the centroid of the triangle represents the center of gravity of the load. Thus, total load in this figure is area of triangle is nothing but 1/2 base into height is equal to 1/2 base of triangle is 3 meter and height of triangle is 20. Therefore, total load is equal to 30 kilonewton and the center of gravity of this loading is at 1 by 3 multiplied by base of triangle, that is 1 meter from point D. For finding the reactions, we can imagine that the given load is equivalent to 30 kilonewton acting at 1 plus 3 minus 1 is equal to 3 meter from the end A. The next one is the general loading. Figure 3.42 shows the case of general loading. Here also ordinate represents the intensity of loading and the abscissa represents the position of the loading. For simplicity, in the analysis, such loadings are replaced by a set of equivalent concentrated loads. And the last one is the external movement. A beam may be subjected to external movements at certain points. Figure 3.43. In the figure 3.43, the beam is subjected to clockwise movement of 30 kN meter at a distance of 2 meter from the left support. Nature of reactions at the support. First case is the loads are vertical. Please refer figure number 4.56. At point a beam ABC, at point A there is hinge support and at point B there is roller support. On beam AB there are two loads which are vertical in nature. First of all, we will give a reaction at roller support RB. As support reaction are horizontal, support is horizontal, therefore reaction at point B RB should be vertical. And as RB is vertical and W1 and W2 both all are vertical, therefore RA, that is reaction at point A, should be vertical. Case second, at least one load is inclined but plane of roller is horizontal. Please refer figure number 4.57. In this figure, in beam AB at point A there is hinge support and at point B there is roller support and plane of roller is horizontal. W1 is vertical and second load W2 is inclined in nature. First of all, we will give reaction at point B RB. As roller support is horizontal, therefore reaction should be vertical, therefore RB should be vertical. And as RB is vertical, W1 is also vertical, but W2 is inclined. Due to this, RA, that is reaction at point A, should also incline. Case third, loads are vertical but plane of roller is inclined. In figure, please refer figure number 4.58. In this figure, at beam A, in beam AB, at point A there is hinge support and at point B there is the roller support, but plane of roller is inclined. And loads W1, W2, W3 are all loads are in vertical in nature. First of all, we will give a reaction at point B, that is a reaction at roller support, which is perpendicular to the supporting surface. Therefore, reaction at point B is inclined due to inclined roller support. And as RB is inclined and W1, W2, W3 all are vertical, therefore RA must be inclined due to roller or inclined plane. And last case, at least one load is inclined and plane of roller is also inclined. Please refer figure number 4.59. In this figure, beam and in beam AB at point A there is a hinge support and at point B there is a roller support, but plane of roller is also inclined. W1 is a vertical load and W2 is the inclined point load. First of all, we will give reaction at roller support RB. Therefore, reaction at roller support is also perpendicular to the supporting surface. Therefore, RB is inclined due to inclined load, inclined due to inclined roller support. And as RB is inclined, W2 is inclined. Therefore, RA must be inclined due to inclined load and also due to roller or inclined plane. Therefore, in all these four cases, RA is vertical only for first case, that is loads are vertical and plane of roller support is horizontal. In all other three cases, RA is inclined. Please note that this video is prepared for academic use only. To understand the concept of beam, types of end supports, types of loading, etc. for the UG students only. Thank you. Thanks a lot. For any query, please feel free to contact me on mail or on mobile, which is appearing on the screen. Thank you.